Have you ever replayed a conversation over and over, thinking, maybe I should have explained myself differently? Maybe if you'd chosen better words, spoken more gently, or stayed calmer, they would have finally understood you. So you explain again and again, until one day you realize they never wanted understanding. They only wanted confirmation of the story they had already written about you. Some people don't misunderstand you because you failed to explain. They misunderstand you because your truth threatens the version of reality they've become comfortable believing. And that's one of the hardest lessons life quietly teaches. Not every heart is listening. Some are only waiting for their turn to judge. We all want to be understood. It's one of the deepest human needs. As children, we cried because we wanted someone to know what hurt. As adults, we simply become more articulate, but the longing never disappears. So when someone misunderstands us, our first instinct is to explain. We gather evidence, we defend our intentions, we replay every detail, because somewhere inside us is a quiet hope. If they truly knew my heart, they wouldn't think this about me. Sometimes that's true. Healthy relationships are built on honest conversations, but there comes a point where explaining no longer builds bridges. It only keeps you trapped in the same battlefield. Here's something that can change your life. Not every misunderstanding is accidental. Sometimes people misunderstand you because it protects their pride. Sometimes because admitting your truth would mean admitting their mistake. Sometimes because your growth reminds them of where they stayed the same. And sometimes people simply see you through the lens of their own pain. The same words can sound like kindness to one person and criticism to another. Not because your words changed, but because their wounds did. When someone has already decided who you are, your explanations become invisible. The Bhagavad Gita offers a quiet kind of freedom here. Krishna never tells Arjuna to spend his life convincing everyone that he's right. Instead, he teaches him to act according to Dharma, to act with sincerity, with clarity, without becoming attached to praise or crushed by criticism. There's a beautiful difference. You are responsible for your actions. You are not responsible for controlling someone else's interpretation of those actions. That burden was never yours. The moment you stop carrying it, your heart becomes lighter. Think about how much energy you've spent trying to correct every misunderstanding, every message rewritten, every sleepless night replaying conversations, every apology for things you didn't actually do wrong. Now imagine if that same energy had been spent healing, learning, creating, or simply enjoying your own life. Peace begins when you stop auditioning for acceptance. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Some people only knew the version of you that existed years ago. Some only know the version of you that benefits them. And some will never see you clearly because they aren't looking with clear eyes. Letting go doesn't always mean walking away from people. Sometimes it means walking away from the endless need to explain yourself. It means trusting that those who truly care will ask before they assume, they'll listen before they judge, and they'll make room for your humanity. The rest, you simply release. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with peace. Because your worth has never depended on unanimous agreement. One of the greatest freedoms you'll ever experience is realizing that being misunderstood is not a personal failure. It's simply part of being human. You don't have to convince everyone of your goodness. You don't have to defend every chapter of your story, live honestly, speak truthfully, act with kindness, and let your life become your explanation. Because the people who are meant to understand you usually don't need a long explanation. They simply see your heart. Thank you for being here. If this message brought you a little peace today, I hope you'll join me again. Until next time, take gentle care of your heart.